Hey, so I have no notes on this, no specific agenda for what direction I want to take this, but the main message I wanted to come through today was something that came to me a few days ago. Um, because I was reflecting on just my own journey with how I got to where I am in the work that I'm doing. But I just want to say, whatever is going on for you, whether you are pivoting into a new direction in your life, whether you're um, considering going into a new venture or starting a new hobby, or even considering joining a new group aiming to make new friends, what I want to share is just something that I think is going to be really valuable. And it's really this fact that you are so unique. Your energy is so unique. Um, and I think, I mean, we can, I think everything is both, and we are unique and we're not at the same time. But I think when it comes to living within our own physical vessels in our own physical bodies, when we really are connected and in tune, what we realize is that really we are all so quite unique. And the thing is, right, anything like, let's say there is something that you're guided to, right? Let's say you want to, I don't know, become a certified lacrosse coach, right? You go and you become a certified lacrosse coach. But the thing is, the way you are going to coach this is going to be unlike anybody else. What you bring is unique. The medicine that you bring is unique. The knowledge that you bring is unique. Um, and this is and I think lacrosse coach is probably a bad example, but this can apply to being a language teacher. This could apply to being a mother, right? Or even being a caretaker. But the thing is, you are going to bring a unique energy to whatever container you are in, even as an artist, right? And so oftentimes we move through this life, especially if we have, like most of us experience this to some degree, but we um, go through comparison and we look to the external world to tell us how we should be. And, it can really be a path to self demise in a way because, right, we start looking to all these people who are doing, quote unquote, what we want to be doing, um, and we might even think to ourselves like, oh, I'm never gonna be like them. I'm never gonna be as good as them, or I'm never gonna be where they are. But the truth is, right, like, just stop wanting to be like somebody else. Stop wanting to be like somebody else. It's good to have inspiration, but how do I put it into words? What, like, for instance, if you want to become a tarot reader and you are just in, so you just see these other tarot readers and you think, right, I'm never gonna be of that caliber. I'm never gonna do it like they do it. And the truth is, you will never do it like they do it. And you know why? Because you offer a very specific energy that the world needs. And no one is going to be able to do it like you. No one is going to be able to bring forth the medicine like you. Remember that, because and I want to acknowledge if this is hard to receive, right? Notice if this is hard to receive. Notice if anywhere in your nervous system just feels like, oh, I want to believe this, but this doesn't feel true. If that's the case, that may just be a reminder that you just need to bolster yourself up, that you need to remind yourself that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are worthy, um, worthy of your dreams, worthy of being loved, worthy of expressing your energy and being honored for it. It's kind of like when we see a snail, like this idea that we have a unique energy, right? We create our own path, right? When we see a snail, it does take its own unique path. It can come out of the dirt. It can move through the grass. It can go onto concrete. It can climb up walls. But not only that, I think the beautiful thing about the snail is that it leaves its own residue behind, right? And with leaving that own residue behind, I think I kind of think that that is how our paths are meant to be. We're supposed to leave a mark somewhere. We're supposed to leave a trace somewhere. And so take a moment to reflect, like what kind of trace am I leaving in my life, right? What kind of trace am I leaving in my life? What kind of energy am I leaving in my life? And what kind of energy do I want to start sowing in my life in whatever it is that I undertake? Can I honor that this vessel through which I have the capacity to create is so unique, is really, we exist as these fractals of the universe, and in that being the case, we are meant to specifically work with our own energies, and it's the moment that we go outside of ourselves and look to do it like somebody else, or look to follow a particular model, we may be subtly abandoning ourselves. So come home to you. You know the answers, you know your path, and you are meant to let your expression flow. I feel like there's one note here, and it's really also to just say that, just because we do have our own paths and we have our own unique energies and we're meant to follow that, we're meant to follow that wisdom, that does not mean we don't have the capacity to continue learning either. Because the thing about learning is that true and effective learning has the capacity to listen, and to listen deeply. And by that, I mean true learning has the capacity to listen and to process internally, right? We take information and process that. We digest it internally, and in other words, we we sit with particular information that comes into our field, and we can feel, okay, this information that's coming through that I'm learning, and it could be from a video, it could be from an individual, it could be from a book, whatever that may be, but I get to process that through my own system. I get to ask myself, does this feel right, does this feel true? um, right? And I think this is where even the experiential comes into play with things like meditation. It's so important to actually try things out, to be able to, right, get that capacity to say, oh, I've gone through this a few different times, and I'm noticing that my energy opens up to this, right? Or and this can be for anything. Um, this can be for smelling particular, working with particular essential oils. This could be for working with a particular crystal. But I just really kind of feel like sharing that, right? Just because we are meant to bring our own unique energy and our own unique medicine into the world does not mean we do not have the capacity or do not have to learn from the external world. The external world has a lot of information to give us, and I think the more that we can be open to information from others, from other sources, the more room some information can activate new knowings within us, right? And with those new knowings, again, we build on that capacity to create. I know this is a lot of information, but it's really beautiful information here. Um, and I guess really like I guess to kind of speak for myself, my work is evolving in a lot of ways. Um, it's evolving in a lot of ways, and it's what started as solely meditation and meditation coaching is kind of expanding more and more. I've been in the process of doing intuitive dance, incorporating some intuitive dance and intuitive movement, and grounding into the physical body into my work. um, Sound healing has been a big component and a big component of my own healing journey. And it's been such a pleasure to be able to share that and um, to be able to offer um, and share some of the medicine that actually is so potent and is able to come through not just through the teachings when I'm working with somebody helping them connect to their voice, but also when I'm working with the instruments, when I'm working with my voice. There's um, just something, there's just a very potent energy that comes in that allows for this shift, for this transformation to take place. But long story short, I am just loving how the moment we say yes to the path that we're wanting to take, right? Even if we don't know the way ahead, um, right? Even if we don't know the way ahead, right? This is still evolving for me in a lot of ways, and and I want to pay this forward because I'm at a place right now where I'm grateful because I'm not necessarily looking for other people in my field to show me the way. I'm not looking for other people um, to model for me how things should be for me, right? Because I know that this is the thing. Whatever it is you want to do, you are going to attract the people for you. You're going to call forth the tribe, the souls, the friendships, the lovers. You are going to call forth um, the admirers, even the people who might dislike you. You're gonna call in. You're gonna be the medicine for those people, and those people are going to bring some medicine for you. And how beautiful it is, this dance of life, that we get this opportunity to um, to learn, to learn, um, and I'm kind of going on a tangent, but to go, and just like take information, process it through inside of us, and to constantly just be in that flow, that yin and yang, that light and dark, that flow, that back and forth. It's a beautiful cycle. Um, and the thing is, I believe I love to listen to this one channeler. She's also a friend of mine. Her name is Maida. You can find her at oronandmaida.com. But she also has a podcast called A Clear Perspective, and it's a channeled podcast. And in that podcast, I think there's an episode where the collective she channels, Oron is what they're called, they say something along the lines of anything we experience externally is experienced inside of us, right? So it's all happening internally. Everything that we're experiencing is but a projection of our own mind. And so when we remember that, right, we get to come back to that internal experience. We get to come back to trusting that internal experience, to building up that internal experience, and also tending to the parts of that internal experience that maybe feel more constricted, contracted, unsafe, unloved, right? And it's really, or even um, hopeless or powerless. We get to tend to those parts and leverage them because it's in that space of really tending to all our parts, and we get that capacity. We start to bring our energy on board. So who would you be? Yeah, this is the question I'm going to leave you on. Who would you be if all of your energy was on board? Sit with that. Journal on that. I think I might do that for myself as well. In any case, if you're tuning into this, if you watched all the way, even with my little bits of meandering, I love you. I am wishing you so well. Um, Remind yourself your path is unique, your energy is unique, and in honoring that, you call forth everything you need. Let me know how this sits. Give me a follow if you wish. We'll talk soon. I love you.